Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Modern Warfare Remastered in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the Desert Eagle. This is a classic weapon not only in Call of Duty, but its usage in Call of Duty 4 increased its popularity in a variety of other places, on gun ranges, in movies, and in popular culture. COD 4 helped make the Desert Eagle what it is today, such an iconic weapon, and it is iconic and really awesome to use in COD 4. So good, as a matter of fact. I'm showing you a full gameplay here unedited on Winter Crash. Get it right this time, not Christmas Crash. But let's jump into the stats of the Desert Eagle so you can see why it's so good. Its damage is 50 up close, and it'll decrease down to 30 at a distance. That is a huge amount of damage for a pistol. What that means is that it will kill between 2 and 4 shots, depending on how far away the enemy is, and that's a 2-shot kill without stopping power. When you do put stopping power on it, the damage increases up to 70, and it'll decrease down to 42 at a distance, meaning that it is now a 2 or 3-shot kill, depending on how far away they are, meaning that it is a very, very consistent weapon. And with 70 damage, that means that if you shoot them in the head, because headshots will deal 1.4x damage, that can deal 98 damage. So you'll find a lot of enemies that have been shot a couple of times or been weakened that you'll actually polish off with one shot. Headshots are 40% bonus damage or 1.4x. This means that they are always useful without stopping power, or if you do have stopping power, they're only going to be useful at long range. I typically don't go with headshots with the DEAGLE, though. I try to keep them in range and spam the chest into oblivion. One interesting fact about this pistol is that it is always a one-shot kill in hardcore, even without stopping power. So that's good to know, good to keep track of. And I mean, I know nobody in hardcore likes getting hit markers, and this one will never get you a hit marker in hardcore unless, of course, you shoot through a wall. When it comes to range, I think comparative ranges are the most important thing for this weapon, and since most people are going to be using it with stopping power, I think the most important thing to do is to take a look at the 2-shot kill ranges with stopping power. None of the other pistols in the game can get a 2-shot kill without it, but with stopping power, every pistol can 2-shot, meaning the DEAGLE doesn't seem that special. However, when you look at the range, you'll see that the M9 can kill in 2 shots up to 8 meters, which is, around shotgun range. The USP at 15, the M1911 at a very disappointing 12. As much as I like that gun, I was expecting better performance, but the Desert Eagle can 2-shot people up to 25 meters, which is, approaching assault rifle range in this game. A lot of assault rifles are, 35, 40 meters in this game, so that's a shocking amount of damage and a shocking 2-shot kill range, and it will definitely shock your opponents when you pop them twice at long range and they're dead. The maximum rate of fire is 1,200 rounds per minute, because again, this game was made before people had a lot of modded controllers or fire rate caps. This is semi-automatic, so it is entirely dependent on your trigger finger. I doubt that many people will fire at 1200 RPM, and if you are firing at that rate, you'll have some pretty tremendous recoil to deal with. When it comes to time to kill, because all the pistols fire at the same rate, and most of them are 2-shot kills, the Desert Eagle actually has the same time to kill as the other pistols. It's not significantly better in any way, except that it has more range. You've got better time to kill over range, but up close, it's roughly the same. There are a couple of downsides to the weapon and a couple of unique upsides. The biggest downside is that your magazine size is only 7 rounds. That's just 1 shot better than a revolver, and your reserve ammo is only 21. So you only get a couple of mags, you can't really rely on it too much, and I tend to run Bandolier if I'm going to run a Desert Eagle only class, but that's not something I'd recommend. If you miss too many of your shots, you will get caught off guard, and you're unlikely to kill more than 2 people at a time with a single magazine. And unlike the other pistols, the Desert Eagle has no attachments, and I know the other pistols only had a silencer, but this one you can't do anything with, and it reloads slightly slower than the other pistols. So smaller magazine, which means more reloading, and you're going to be reloading slower, and you have no attachments for customization, so that's not very good. However, it oddly has tighter hipfire spread than the other pistols. You would figure that it would be worse, or wider, or more garbage, but it's actually tighter and easier to use. It's not significantly or radically tighter, but it is a little bit tighter, and it does stack with steady aim, so you don't always have to ADS. Sometimes you can just hipfire people to death. It has absurdly high center speed for pistols. The center speed for this weapon weapon is 1500, whereas the other pistols are going to range between 750 and 1100, meaning that it will come back to center very fast, and it has much lower recoil than the animation suggests. So with the Desert Eagle, it'll kick up, it'll be in your face, it'll look like your second shot is going to hit the sky, but it's kind of buggy. The animation does not match where the recoil is actually going. It is a very low recoil pistol and very, very spammable if you ignore the animation. Just get that first shot on point and then dump all the rest of your bullets out. That's how I'm going to end up recommending using this weapon. The best way to use it is to aim down sights and line up your first shot for somewhere on the chest, and then spam relentlessly. It has a little bit of vertical recoil, but this is a tried and true method, and I almost always kill people like this. As long as that first shot hits and you get that hit marker, go ahead and dump the other 6, and I guarantee you they will die, because it doesn't actually kick that much. To wrap up this episode, the Desert Eagle is easily the best pistol for any class that is not stealthy. If you need a pistol that is stealthy, as in you with a silencer and not with stopping power or something, use UAV jammer, pretty terrible. But if you want a pocket rocket, a hand cannon, if you want to dump truck people at significant ranges with not much in the way of downsides other than ammo, Desert Eagle is the way to go. I rock this on just about every single one of my classes, and I'd recommend that you do the same. Guys, that's all for this short episode of In Depth. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Ducks out for Harambe.